The trailer for this movie did very little to convince me that the abomination that came before it was redeemable. But then there's James Gunn. Welcome one, welcome all. Before I begin, you should know that this is a spoiler-filled review. Maybe not filled, but there's going to be spoilers. So if you don't want me to ruin it for you, then now is the time to, just go. So once again, the villains are needed to save the world because apparently all the heroes are on holiday or on their lunch breaks, or they just hate the wicked witch that is Amanda Waller. Anywho, the villains are needed to once again come along and do the hero thing. This time, they are sent to a remote island armed with their weird-ass powers on a search and destroy mission. And that's pretty much the plot of this movie. We'll talk about the plot in greater detail in a little bit. There are loads of known people in this movie. Apparently, all it takes is star power to sell a movie these days. But yeah, I can't be bothered to give you a rundown of all the stars that are in this movie. There are some old faces, there are some new faces, and then there are just some faces. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, anyways, it's got a load of famous people in it. The movie opens with Merle from The Walking Dead and a cruel act on a bird. He is subsequently recruited by the Wicked Witch Amanda Waller, along with a bunch of other misfit villains / heroes. But anyways, he's recruited with a band of other misfit villain-powered people, and they are sent to this island. In exchange for doing this, they will gain their freedom, or at least get time cut off their sentences in prison. And so they are willing to do just about anything to gain their freedom and also to stop themselves from getting their heads blown off by the Wicked Witch. Yes, she's very wicked. Wicked. So the team arrive on the island, they jump out of the plane into the water, one of them dies immediately, and they are arriving on the island, and then there's an army that greets them and everyone just goes to war. Like there's a big battle that ensues, and it turns out that they were just the bait to allow for the actual team that the Wicked Witch wanted to complete the mission to arrive safely without alerting the authorities. And that's pretty much how the movie starts. Now, if you've seen this, I'm not going to tell you blow by blow what happens, but that's the beginning of this movie, and that's how you're introduced to a lot of the characters. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to talk too much about the story, but I will be dropping a few spoilers as I go because I feel like it. This is a spoiler-filled review. I don't know why I did not expect this to be a comedy, considering James Gunn is the one that did Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's pretty much comedy. But that's what this movie is. It's comedic. It is very comedic. Like there's loads of jokes. Idris Elba surprised me with the fact that he was actually funny. And the thing about me is I'm not really a big fan of comedy, but this actually got a few laughs out of me. It was actually quite entertaining in the comedy department. It is also very gory. Very, very, very gory. Like he is showing you everything. And James Gunn has got a warped sense of humor, I believe, because there's a lot of random things going on in this movie. You're thinking, like, who comes up with this? But yeah, it's funny, it's gory, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. I actually enjoyed a lot of this movie. I can't say that I think it is the most fantastic hero movie done, but I quite enjoyed watching it. It made me laugh. The action scenes were fun. The visuals in this movie are very, very creative, very nice to look at. Like he has some very creative choices, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching the creativity. And also his action scenes are very cool. There is the fight sequence that Harley Quinn has, and it's dope. It is great. And I feel like he made her the character that she should have been in the original, not the original, the first movie, and her standalone movie, which was just garbage. In this movie, he kind of redeems, she gets some redemption, which was really cool. She is actually more like the character in the comics and in the cartoons, which was fun to watch. You see her psychotic side a bit more, the crazy, don't care, so shock you, you know. So that was cool. Idris Elba's character as well, who's the lead, who's taken over from Will Smith's role because Will Smith is not in this one, was really cool. Actually, everyone gave a solid performance. I think everyone did. And it was pretty entertaining for me until when it got to the final battle and the villain was revealed. I'm sitting there thinking, nah, no, this can't be the villain. No, it is. That's the villain. The villain is a starfish. Like a big, ginormous starfish. And just at that point, I started to clock out because I'm thinking, no, they didn't really do this. It turns into, it almost feels like I'm watching children's cartoon on a Saturday or Sunday morning and you are being forced to watch your nephew or your niece or your kids. You're being forced to watch this rubbish on TV with them. And it was just very, no, it was very, for me at that point, I clocked out. I was not happy with the villain. I found it very, very, very anticlimactic. And this is the problem that I'm finding with a lot of hero movies, is that the ending always has the same formula. There's a tall building and everybody's going to fall down. Something's going to happen. There's going to be some explosion and the building is going to crumble and everybody's going to be falling down. And in the middle of falling down, there's going to be all kinds of funky fight scenes and stupid things that nobody really wants to see. And then there's going to be like this battle with a villain and the villain is always going to be shit. That's what these hero movies tend to do. That's what happened in Black Widow. And that's what happened here. And I ain't feeling it. No. I'd like to point out that the final battle in this movie is not very dissimilar from the original. Chaos, big villain, dodgy lights and, crazy zombie people walking around. It ruined it for me. I really was enjoying this movie until that point. Now, when I think about it now, I don't think that I know that this is a movie that I'm not going to watch again. I enjoyed it at the time I was watching it for the most part, but it's not enough for me to want to watch it again. I just don't feel like it's either Suicide Squad just does not work on screen or they have to make it a bit more serious and less comedic. The villains are just not threatening. I mean, I don't know. It's just something just isn't working. To be fair, I'm kind of getting bored of superhero movies. So yeah, I really wanted to do a very quick review. So I've probably skipped a lot of things that I probably wanted to cover in this, but I just don't want to keep talking for ages because I want to go eat something. But anyways, you didn't need to know that. So for me, the things that I did like about this movie were the fact that the visuals were very, very nice to look at. There was a lot of creative decisions that were made that I haven't seen in any other movie. I think that the director was very creative with his choices and it was very enjoyable to watch. It's a visual feast, I think. It's great visually. And the characters, everyone was solid. The script, I think, was cool. It wasn't a great story. Your typical run-of-the-mill people have to save the world from this weapon. And it just so happens that the weapon in this movie is a starfish. Just overall, it is not a movie that I would see again. I can't say that I'm blown away by it. I don't feel like another one needed to be made. I don't think that DC are succeeding in the direction that they're going personally. But what do I know, right? This is just my opinion. So yeah, if you have seen it, what did you think? Please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I am dying to read your thoughts on this movie. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me talk and act a fool. I hope that you come back and watch more videos. Please like, share, subscribe, and please come back and watch more videos. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.